Hey guys, so it's been a long time since I've done this. I was an online teacher during COVID and the year after, but not for a while. But I figured this is a good way for me to get on. I'm going to give you quick videos, hopefully, and give you two different types of videos to help you out. So the first type of video is going to be a lesson video. The second type of video is more of a tutoring video. So one will say lesson, one will say tutoring. This is going to be a lesson video, and it's on Module 6.1. So if you're following along with me, if you're sick today, sorry. If you just need to go over it again, go ahead and get out your Module 6 packet. Pause the video anytime. I'm just going to keep talking because you have the option to pause. All right. So I've got Module 6 down in front of me, and I am opening it up to our math language. We've got fraction, which is something that represents part of a whole. The numerator is the top. The denominator is the bottom. Equivalent means it's equal. And multiple means we're doing it over and over. Inequality means it is either greater than, less than, or equal to. Putting that one left. Flipping your page again to 6.1. Now this should be basic review at this point, so all of this is things that we've gone over with you before, but I'm going to go through it on here with you, nice and quick, in case you forgot or just to give you some extra help. So the numerator is the top number, the denominator is the bottom number. The denominator is how many parts total it has, and the numerator is how many we're dealing with. So total, this one has 2 parts. How many total parts are there? There are 2. And out of those 2 whole parts, we have 1 that is shaded. So I'm going to write 1. That means my fraction is going to be 1/2. We can write it as 1/2, or if you want to feel fancy, you can write it as 1/2 that way, just with the slash in a different spot. Absolutely. The denominator is total parts. All right. Looking at the next one, we have how many total parts are there? So 1, 2, 3. How many parts are shaded? 1. Notice that I'm going out of order. I always like to do the total first, just so I know what I'm dealing with. And then once again, write it as 1/3 or 1/3. Don't use this line as your dividing line. That's not what it's there for. This one's a little hard to see with these copies, so I'm just going to fill it in. But when I'm shading in a fraction, there's a couple things I want to keep in mind. Number one is I don't want to just scribble on all of it. I want to scribble on each part individually so I can still see that there are 3 parts that are shaded. The other thing that I want to do is not take 5 billion years to get it done. So I've got 1, 2, 3 parts that are shaded, and a pen that is running out. Switch into purple. So we got 3 parts that are shaded and 4 total parts. So 3/4 or 3/4. When we have 4, we can say quarters. When we have 3, we say thirds. When we have 2, we say halves. We don't say 1, 2. We say 1/2. All right, looking at the next page. Shade the model to represent the fraction. So how I like to do this is the denominator is the bottom number, and it's the total pieces of parts. So I'm going to label on the bottom what the denominator is. There are 5 total pieces. How many of those are shaded in? 1. Quick scribble. And then over here, I label that 1. That way, my numbers are also set up like my fraction. My numerator is literally on top. My denominator is literally on bottom. But how do I do that when it's a vertical thing? Same idea. I'm still going to do all of my parts double count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. And then I'm going to start at the top of it because this is the top numerator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, I did not take very long to scribble that in, and I scribbled in each individual piece so I could still see that all of them are filled in. And then I mark that that is 6, and I can move on. That's how you show your work on these fractions. What fraction of the figure is shaded? So I can mark that my numerator will be the shaded part. 1, 2, 3. Notice how I've written it on top, so I can write it on top of my fraction as well. Then I gotta count up how many we got on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, you want to count up all of the total amount for your denominator, not just the ones that are not shaded or the ones that are shaded. You want to do the total for the denominator. Numerator, in this case, is looking for shaded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's my top number. And then I have 6 plus 2 is 8. 8. Bottom ones. 1, 2. So that means I have 2 as my denominator. I have one of those filled in, 1/2. So I circle it. But this is how I show my work because I write the fraction too. Here I have 1, 2, 3. That's my total, so that's my denominator. 3 of them are filled up. 3/3 are filled. Looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4 total. 1 shaded in. 1/4. 1/4 is the other way we can say that, as we talked about. All right, so now that I've got that page done, flip it over. This is your independent practice. These are the ones you worked on together. Sometimes they're not together when you're shading them. That's okay. If you've got lots of pieces, make sure you mark as you go through. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. And then I have 1, 2 that are shaded. Here I have 1, 2 pieces and 2 that are shaded. Here, none are shaded, so I'm going to have 0/4. Here, I'm going to say it's hard to see, so we're going to fill in 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total. This one we're going to shade in 1, 1/3 because 1, 2, 3 pieces. This one we can see 1, 2, 3 are shaded in, but how many do we have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't care if you use little dots or if you use numbers. I just want to make sure that you're actually counting all of them. Sure, if it's 4 or less, you probably don't need to. But once it gets more than that, it's easy to make careless mistakes. Looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 as my denominator, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They skipped one. All right. Once again, we can see that it's 4ths. We don't need to count it. And there's one of them shaded in. But when we have more, we want to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And my numerator is going to be 4. There is some deeper thinking questions as well that we can get into, but for right now, this is all I want you to go over is just your basics. This is the biggest part of today. You need to know that The numerator is the top number, the denominator is the bottom, and the denominator is the total number of parts. Once again, the top number in a fraction is the numerator, the bottom number is the denominator, but also remember that the denominator equals the total number of parts. There are more lessons on here. Deeper thinking is a great thing. We'll get into it as a whole class. And you will also have time to do extra work problems with me in our tutoring video. Bye, guys.